You have less than 1 month to your Jamb mock exam and less than 2 months to the main exam. And if you're feeling behind right now, this video is for you. I didn't have 6 months of a perfect preparation. Most of my serious preparation happened under 1 month and I still scored 302. So in this video, I'm going to show you what I focused on, what I ignored, and how you can still aim for 300 plus even if time is not on your side. Hi, my name is Chisom Eluche and I scored 302 in Jamb. On this channel, I share everything Jamb, the mistakes you must avoid, repeated topics, smart study strategy, and practical advice to help you score above 300 in Jamb. So if you're serious about smashing Jamb this year, make sure you subscribe to join this community. Trust me, you will not regret it. Now let's get right into the video. The first advice I will give you is 1 month means sacrifice. Discipline will give you what motivation cannot. You can watch all my videos, you can follow every Jamb strategy online, but if you don't actually sit down and practice, nothing will change. It's not about watching, it's not about motivation, it's about discipline. 1 month means reducing distractions, reduce social media, study even when you don't feel like it. Don't wait until you are in the mood to study. Because the truth is, if you fail this year, you will have to write it again next year, and nobody wants that. So if you're serious about scoring high, the main message of this video is simple: study consistently, even when you don't feel like it. Now, when I say study, I don't mean just open your book. Some people only study when others are watching. Some decide to study just to look serious, but the moment nobody's around, the book closes. That's not studying, that's performance. Real study means engaging with the content. It means trying to understand what you're studying. It means testing yourself after reading. It means making sure it actually sticks to your memory. Don't just stay at words. Don't just flip pages. Don't just look at diagrams and feel productive. Be intentional. If you finished reading a topic and you can't explain it without looking at your book, then you didn't really study. Now, you don't study for every exam the same way. And when it comes to Jamb, you must be strategic. Jamb is not an exam when you try to read your textbook from the first page down to the last page. That's unrealistic and honestly it's unnecessary. You're not a robot, and even if it were possible, that's going to be exhausting and inefficient. Jamb gives you a syllabus, and that syllabus is the closest thing to an expo they would ever give you. It clearly shows you the area they expect you to focus on. So instead of trying to read everything blindly, get the Jamb syllabus and use it as your guide. Study according to it. And if you don't have the Jamb syllabus, I've already made a video on the most repeated topics and high yield Jamb topics based on my experience, so you can actually go check that out as well. The point is simple: be strategic, focus on the right topics, master them early, don't waste your limited time trying to cover everything. Now the next part is especially for those of you who registered for the mock exam. If you registered for the mock, please pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Your mock is not to impress anybody. You're not writing mock because your friends are writing it. You're writing mock to expose your weakness. So if your score is low, don't panic. So if you scored less than 200 or anything below what you expected, don't let it break you. Be grateful that it's not the main exam. Mock is not for pride, it's for diagnosis. It shows you exactly where you are weak. After your mock, sit down and analyze it properly. What topics confused you? Where did you waste time? What did you guess? Those weak areas, fix them immediately before the main exam. That is the real advantage of those writing mock. And if you didn't register for mock, don't feel left out. You can still score high. After all, I didn't register for mock. Mock gives you feedback, but preparation is what gives you success. Now the next point I'll be giving you is how to use your calculator effectively. I hope you're aware that the Jamb calculator is very basic. It contains only simple basic operations like your subtraction, addition, multiplication, and division. There is nothing like logarithm, there's nothing like sine, cosine, tangent, no advanced function. So you must prepare yourself ahead of time. You need to memorize important constants and special values because you won't be able to calculate them directly in your exam. For example, Planck's constant, gravitational constant, Avogadro's law, and some trigonometric ratios like your sine 30, sine 60, cos 30, cos 60, tan 45, tan 90, sin 90, cos 90, and all of that. And you also need to memorize the square root of some numbers, like the square root of 2, the square root of 1, the square root of 3, and the square root of 5. And you also need to know how to convert a number to standard form. So don't just enter the exam hall hoping that the calculator will save you. The calculator is just very basic. Your real brain is the next point is time management. You already know the exam is just 2 hours, and let me tell you something, 2 hours is more than enough to finish your questions if you're very strategic. Do not enter the exam hall without a plan. Start with the subject you're strongest in and not the one your friend is starting with. For example, what you start with might not be what I started with. I started with physics, then moved over to chemistry, then to biology, and I left English for the end. Why? Because physics involves a lot of calculation, and I really need to take my time to solve those calculations properly. I didn't want to start rushing calculations when time was almost up. That was my strategy. You must find your own strategy, be very intentional with your time, and listen carefully to this. If you do not know a question, do not waste up to 10 minutes on that question. Time is moving. If it's confusing you, skip it immediately and move on to the next. Secure the questions you know first. Build your score first. When you're done answering the easy ones, you can return to the difficult ones with the remaining time you have left. Don't let one stubborn question steal time from 10 easy ones. The next point is practicing past questions, not just reading. If you have been a strong follower on this channel, you will notice that I normally emphasize on this point. Some of you read your books from January to December, but you won't solve any past questions. That's a big myth. Jamb is not testing how well you can read, it's testing how well you can answer questions under pressure. You must practice past questions consistently. When you practice, you understand the pattern of questions, you see repeated topics, you improve your speed, and you reduce exam fear. Don't just read and say, I understand it. Prove you understand it by solving past questions. And when you get a question wrong, don't just check the answer and move on. Ask yourself, why did I get this wrong? Is this a knowledge problem or is this carelessness? That is how improvement happens. Reading gives you knowledge, while practice gives you marks. If you're watching this video up to this moment, please do me a favor by liking the video and please subscribe to my channel. This video was so short and my videos are always short, I know. We have come to the end of this video and thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. I will see you in my next video. Bye.